Yes, people. What's happening? Welcome back to Saeed TV and welcome to the Sunday Night Unfiltered podcast, the show that we bring to you all the latest Man United talk in an unfiltered fashion because this is what it's all about. Sunday night, we're chilling out, we're saying it how it is, and that's why you guys love it. Big up to the community, big up to the early gang in the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It's on the bottom of your screen. Thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button up early. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Andy Tate and Flawless. The links are in the description as well. Double A couldn't make it, unfortunately, but big up to Double A as always. I hope you're well. But Andy, it's good to be back, mate. You got the legendary Vodafone shirt there, mate. It's all going off today. What's happening?
Yeah, 2005, Alan Smith. Remember it very well, yeah. Before your time. You're probably young guys liking United at the time. But yeah. Beating it, went to the women's derby today, drew 1-1. The only time I can go to the Etihad and not get my head kicked in.
No big Steve lurking around.
Yeah, no Steve, no mafioso and all that. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
You know what? I was at the what's it called? The Road to Victory last night in Mayfair Depot, and I can't believe how many City fans actually, you know what I mean, don't mind me. You know what I mean? So, and even like the top Reds were there. It was all right. It was all right yesterday.
Laughing.
Yeah, we're laughing.
City fans are laughing.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You know what that is, Saeed, man? It's because you're that good at what you do, man. Like they really fans. That's what it is. Now they're like,
really fans.
We gotta give him his plaudits. That's legit what it is.
There was one fan though. Apparently, he was saying to Steve that where's that Saeed guy? I want to talk to him about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And then Steve was like, is he not gone already? It's been gone for 2 years. And this is what I mean. Like, I did cause trouble when Ole was there. But listen, man, I was only looking out for the club. I wanted better. And listen, big up to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, still legend of football club. But ultimately, as a manager, it didn't work out. So please apologize. And it is what it is. But Andy, other than that, everything all good?
Yeah, everything's fine, mate. Yeah, I'm in work tonight. And I'm just, last night, pretty gutted. But like you say, what goes around comes around, and Lionel Messi will destroy him next Sunday.
Yep, absolutely. Big up Flawless. Like I said, man, the most hardworking YouTuber on this stage. What you tell me, Flawless? Everything good?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed, man. You know what I'm saying? Always look forward to the show being here with you. Shame, like you said, Double A can't make it. Always good seeing Andy Tate as well. Always good to talk United as well, you know, because we actually have good things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? As of late, these shows have actually been good, have been enjoyable because it's all been pretty much positive with Manchester United. So, yeah, man, all good, man. Looking forward to the show.
Absolutely, man. Has anyone been watching the games, the little pre-season games? I didn't watch the game yesterday. I seen a bits and bobs of it. But I didn't watch the games. Anyone been watching the preseason games?
I legit didn't know we was playing against. I think was it Cadiz until
Cadiz,
you were
I watched the game
Cadiz.
I watched the Cadiz one.
Yeah, I didn't know we was playing until I seen you go live, Saeed, and I got the notification. And it said United versus Cadiz. Well, I was like, "What's this?" I was like, "Oh, we playing today." I had no idea, so no, I've not watched any of the games. I've not. So I don't know what's going on.
I didn't watch the Betis game, but I did hear that Tadon Menju got an injury. But it's both losses, Andy. It's not good to hear losses, but there were kids out there. There were a lot of fringe players out there. But did you catch a little bit of glimpse of it, anything like that, or?
I didn't see the Cadiz because I was sleeping, and then I got up about 5 o'clock for the match. So I'll say I watched the one Wednesday. I was in the studio with the lads at Stretford Paddock, and I thought he played okay first half, bit sloppy second half. The experience showed with Cadiz, but thought Martial and Garnacho play well first half, and for me, they're starters for our first our game back against Burnley in the League Cup, definitely.
No, absolutely. And obviously, that's where Ten Hag broke the news about United wanting a striker this January or just in general. Ten Hag was asked if Man United are looking for a striker. He said yes, but only when we find the right player. We will do everything in our power. We are doing the research at every opportunity, and we'll do everything we can to sign them if that opportunity is there. Is that promising signs for you, Flawless, or are you still thinking January is always going to be a proper kind of sticky one in terms of finding a striker?
No, that's very promising signs. One, he knows it's a problem area, and two, he's saying we're going to do everything in our power to find one because he knows that. Ten Hag is fully aware, not our entire season, but I think it's very, 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 very vital that Manchester United sign a striker. Because if we do not sign a striker, that's going to make it very tough for us to be successful this season. That striker could be the difference between us winning a trophy and not winning a trophy. Because like I've said before on this show many times, it's an area we are short in regardless. Even if you want to add Ronaldo back in there, we were still short in that area. Take Ronaldo out, we have one senior striker who can't stay fit. And I think we've got coming up, it's like 3 games a week in a lot of these months. Because people forget we're in a lot of games, we're in 4 competitions. You got Premier League, you got the Europa League back-to-back because you got the playoff rounds and then the round 16. FA Cup if you go far in that. The Carabao Cup as well. And don't forget when the Queen passed, I think there was 2 games that was postponed during that period as well. Yeah, that we got to try and fit in somewhere. So we can't go. That would be bad enough if Martial was fit all of the time with just one striker. But we have one striker who can't stay fit. I'd prefer to see 2 come in this window, but definitely without doubt. I don't want to be seeing, big up to my brother Lewis every time. I don't want to just go the whole season with just Martial, because then we'll be playing what? Rashford up front, Eriksen in the false 9. Who else you going to play? Maybe Sancho in the false 9. You don't really want to be doing that. Go and sign a striker. So I'm very happy he's not done the Jurgen Klopp and he's identified we need a striker. Go and get one.
Facts, 100%, man. And like I said, Andy, Ronaldo has left. He leaves us with one striker available. And the fact that he's come out and said that is encouraging, because I think he did say that about the right back situation as well. He said we need 2 in every position, to sustain this a long season. And obviously, we will talk about the Dalot injury, which is a bit concerning. He pulled up with hamstring yesterday. I hope it's not serious, but like I said, man, it's gonna be 3 games a week. And it's, you know what, when you actually deep it, it's going to be a long end of the season. It's going to be a slog, It's going to be a slog, and it's about, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And we need players in a squad to cope with that.
Yeah, another 7 months, 8 months of this. Then before you know it, it's another break, a little month, then it's pre-season again in July. But I think it's amazing how he said this now when he wants a striker, and a few days before, we're not taking dividends. So, I think the penny's dropped. It's like, we're not taking dividends. The people upstairs, they blocked it. So that's his transfer chest for January, and Ronaldo's wages, unless we're potless, unless you find another 60 million down the back of the sofa.
Yeah. There was an article written by the Telegraph today, which claimed that sources are adamant Man United would not overpay for a striker, and Ten Hag has a lot of confidence in Martial as long as he stays fit. The only problem is, though, Martial cannot stay fit, and that's the issue.
That's it. As long as he can stay fit, he cannot be relied upon. I'm a big fan of Martial, but he cannot be relied upon. This is why I've said go and sign. We need, not just in January, but I want 3 strikers to come in. Because what use is Martial if he can't stay fit? Martial, when he's played on the pitch this season, has been good. The problem is we haven't seen him often enough. How many games has he started in the Premier League? 2? 3?
Altogether, 350 minutes. 350 minutes this season.
That's not enough. And bear in mind, his body is going to be tested because we are playing 3 games a week, where you're going to be Europa League, Premier League, then maybe Europa League again, Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. Like, the games are like thick and fast. The games are are going to be at you very quick. So we can't be relied upon. He needs help. We need help. Go and sign a striker. I like the fact that you said Ten Hag said the 2 for every position as well, because that's what it should be. Should be 2 quality players for every position as well.
Absolutely. And like I said, the ones that we've been linked with, Andy, we got Cody Gakpo, obviously the Dutch one, and then you've got the one that played up front for Portugal yesterday.
Oh, yeah, the one who scored the hat-trick.
Yeah, the one who scored the hat-trick as well. You got him, Goncalo Ramos. Apparently, Ten Hag is big admirers. That's Simon Stoll reporting that from the BBC. It just depends on what kind of option we're going for. With this Gakpo one, I can't lie to you guys, I see him more of a striker than an actual winger. Like, I don't really like when he's on the left-hand side. It's a bit, I don't know. I think there's obviously, Ten Hag can improve that, but I think he's ready when he's right in front of the box. Bang, one shot, it's in the box. I'm not sure him as a winger. That's just my own opinion.
He's finding his way in it. He's probably finding his way. Like, this is he's having a flyer of the season and he's adapting. He can play 2 positions at the moment. So, but if he gets a transfer, you're going to be more central. So I agree. I think he's flirting with both positions, and if he's getting goals from the wing and being up front, it's good. If he can do both for United, that's even a plus for us. But like I say, I think he will play one position if he comes here. But who knows? The world is crazy, and if he plays both sides, so what? Go for it.
What are you thinking about Gakpo? Obviously, you know what I mean? We are linked with it. We do want what the manager wants, but what's your overall opinion? You've watched him in the World Cup. You've analysed what he wants. A lot of people have back and forth with Musa. I have a back and forth with Nuruddin. He's still a bit unsure about Gakpo.
What's Nuruddin saying about him? What did Nuruddin say about Gakpo?
I mean, I don't know. He's always he's a bit doubtful about this Gakpo guy. You know what I mean, in terms of his ability and can he do it. But then he did say, to be fair, Elanga and Anthony are the same level. But listen, that'll be for the whole.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know. We need to get Nuruddin. We need to get Nuruddin help.
Topic,
OG, I hope you're good, man. We need help. He needs help with that. You know what I'm saying?
Gakpo, what are you thinking? Be honest. Like, is this the one that you're thinking? You know what? This could be our solution to what we're trying to do.
Yeah, when I've watched him, I've never been like, wow, that's a player we need to go and sign. Is he good? Yes. Does he have good attributes? Yes. The thing is, like this comment says it here, I'm unsure what he is, and that's not a good sign. I can't tell you if he's better as a winger. I can't tell you if he's better as a left winger, if he's better as a striker, right winger. I've seen him in the 10. I don't particularly like him in the 10. This is, again, just watching him off the World Cup. Ten Hag obviously knows him, the league that Gakpo is in, but I'd rather us just go and sign an actual striker. Why go and get someone who's makeshift, where it's like we don't really know what you are type of thing? Like, again, if it was Gakpo and somebody else, cool. Yeah. But I'd rather us just go and get, not Ivan Toney, because obviously what's going on with Ivan Toney, that's a whole nother conversation, but an actual 9. Like, even with Ramos, who I've only seen twice in this World Cup, we know he's an actual 9, rather than a wide player who can play 9, or a 9 who can play wide type of thing. But his attributes, he does look good. He does look good, but I wouldn't say definitely, yes, let's go and get Gakpo. I wouldn't go that far. But that's off only seeing him on a few occasions.
Zamias is coming here. Arsenal getting Felix to help Saka lead Arsenal to the title. Andy, you said Arsenal blow hot and cold in the summer. Well, who's top of the league?
Who's top of the league? I've been quiet for 6 or 7 weeks, so mummy's credit card's getting matched again just before Christmas. And mummy's going to get a big bill in the New Year's, eh? Oh, I hope you're paying the money, right, for her. You got a roof over your head, lad, to tell you.
Yeah, big up to Zayn as always, man. Andy, for United to make an approach for striking in January, there are 2 conditions. The player must absolutely improve the team and must be affordable. Well, listen, nothing's ever affordable in January. This is because United haven't done their planning in the summer. You know what I mean? If they were to get rid of Ronaldo, they should have got it done in the summer. Obviously, he couldn't find a club. That's now made it a real situation where Man United are desperate. So this idea that, you know, the price must be affordable. Well, it's never going to be affordable in January because look at Arsenal. They want a player. Chelsea now. I don't know if you heard about Chelsea. They got an injury to Broha. Did you hear about the injury, by the way?
I did hear about the injury. Yeah, he had a bad injury.
It's a very bad injury, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Very bad injury. And it's an ACL. It looks like an ACL injury. So they only have 1 striker available, and that's Aubameyang. Obviously, they have Havertz, but he's more of a number 10. Oh, sorry, just behind a second striker. So again,
just admit it, Saeed. You don't know what Havertz is.
I don't know what Havertz is. You know what I mean? I don't know what he is, man. I don't know what he is. You know what I mean?
You don't know what Chelsea fans don't know, but carry on.
Chelsea fans don't know exactly. So Andy, there's competition out there, so they think that they can just get the price. Well, we'll tell you now, mate, you won't get that price in January
unless they take a certain Portuguese number 7. Said, you know what I mean? He's on the market. He spat his dummy out, so. You got an hand grenade there, Chelsea, if you take him, I tell you.
But do you see the point, though, in terms of, like, what do we think we're doing? Do you get it?
Yeah, I think we get it. We need somebody who's going to improve the team and the price is right. I mean, I can see the first idea of the statement, yeah, but the second, I mean, you know, our transfer team, it's a bunch of clowns sat in an office who play fantasy football on a, let's put it one way, an old Sega Mega Drive, you know, from the 90s. So, so that's what they are. But maybe when this check clears, we all get all new restructure, upstairs, downstairs, new people in to get the right people, the right new scouting system and all that. So, we're stuck with what we got at the moment, but if they're going to go, at least give us a quality player, and they've backed Ten Hag all the way. I will say that for him because they dare not put a foot wrong to naff off the United fan base. The back it, they've given him everything, and they've got to continue with it.
Like I said, you know what I mean? The striker options are limited. You've got Vlahovic, you've got what do you call it? João Felix now, who's become available. That's another one flawless in terms of João Felix. He's still around, and today there's big like situations that he could be leaving. Because apparently January could be a real possibility that João Felix leaves. And again, with the new owners possibly coming, the Glazers would want to make sure that Man United still has that high value. To bring a player like João Felix in, who could have a loan to buy system, could be an option. But again, Man United are looking at this a bit differently because it's a kind of a key sign that you make in the summer rather than in January. And that's the situation that, we're in. But if Arsenal can go in for him, why can't we? Because Arsenal are going to be our rivals in terms of, if they do drop off, you're then giving them the ammunition to get back up. And we could be in that top 4 race with them.
I mean, that's the key. That's definitely the key. You're right there.
Well, with João Felix, I really like the loan with option to buy up. I like that deal. If we were to sign him, don't go and spend 80, 90, 100 million on him in January. Let's have a look at him on loan. Because one thing about João Felix, I've said, I'm not saying he's not good enough. We just haven't seen it. Obviously, with what's going on at Atletico Madrid, the way they play under Simeone, how good is this guy? So if we are going to go and splash 80, 90 million on a player who hasn't performed to a high level, again, not all his fault, because we can see that he is of a high level. Like, without doubt, the talent is there. So, and for once, going into a negotiation, we're actually the A side. Because did you see what he said? I think it was after the Switzerland game. And he took shots at Simeone. And I'm paraphrasing him. He said something along the lines of, look what happens when I play in an attacking team. I'm saying you'll get the most out of me, because we all know what Simeone's like, footballing terrorist. So with that, let's go and approach Atletico Madrid. And it's like, all right, here's the deal. If not, you can keep an unhappy player, because clearly the relationship's broken down and he doesn't want to be there. They've reportedly said he's up for sale, so therefore he should be available at a cheaper price as well. Like, what's this saying there? Yeah, like 100 million for a player who wants to leave. Like, that's wild. Go get the loan deal. Go get the loan deal, because then it's not a transfer fee.
6 month loan deal.
6 month loan deal with the option to buy, and then have a look at it. And then if he hits the ground running and he's cold, then we sign him. If not, we're in the same position anyway. Sign João Felix, man. That'd be the smart thing to me on the João Felix thing.
Yeah, that's the problem with smart situations. You know what I mean? The Glazers are proven not to do that all the time. And again, it gives us that obligation to kind of buy, but I think that would be the sensible move. And I think for me, because now there's competition, because I never thought that Arsenal would have this injury to Jesus, we didn't see this coming. The fact that Chelsea now have got a situation here, it becomes an attractable offer. And now it's a case of, what do Man United do? Do they just wait around and look for the cheap option? Or do you actually go and say, you know what, I'm going to go in to make this all happen? Because you want to go on.
No, I was going to say, I think we're better options than those two. I may be slightly biased because I'm a United fan, but definitely I think we're a better option than Chelsea in terms of, I'm talking on the pitch. Why go from legit one terrorist place in terms of football to another? Who at Chelsea is thriving from an
unless he wants Champions League. Unless he wants Champions League football.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Unless he was, but like, we could offer him champs. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd help us get there. You could definitely help us get, because has he played for Atletico Madrid in the Champions League this season already?
Because is
he not cup tied? So we couldn't play Champions League anyway.
No. I think they got out. They didn't think they got into Europa League.
No, they got knocked out. But what I'm saying is, because he's played already in the Champions League, is he eligible to play for somebody else?
Yeah, I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, people. I think
the chat will let us know.
I think my point is, play against Barcelona.
I'm looking at
it. Changed.
Yeah, when you look at Arsenal, when he would start right now, but once Jesus is back, that's up in the air. He needs to go to a place where he's gonna start. Like, that's how João Felix is looking. Does he start at the rules changed? All right, fair enough. Does he start at Chelsea? Yes. But again, what attackers are thriving there? I think we're a better, what's the word I'm looking for? We're a better project currently than them. We're definitely a better place to go right now. That's just me saying that. As for Arsenal, he's not going to start week in, week out once Jesus is back. So it's like, do you really want to risk from being on the fringes at Atletico Madrid going to Arsenal to being on the fringes?
And it just depends on what. He's only got 3 months on it. Then Zeus is back.
And then Jesus is back. So it's like, what do you really want to do? Like, he needs to go somewhere where he knows he's going to start week in, week out. If João Felix is at
He's not
Manchester
going to get out of PSG. I don't know why he's going PSG, because he's not going to start for PSG, is he?
It's if Messi's leaving, though, isn't it? He wouldn't start right now, but if Messi leaves in the summer, then yes. Because Messi's leaving, he'd start for them and play through the middle. But again, that's summer. I'm talking about right now. And in terms of right now, he starts for us. You could say the same for Chelsea. Yeah, cool. And then Arsenal currently right now, yes. But once Jesus is back, that's a different conversation.
Yeah. I think for me, ultimately, I want to know what Ten Hag's kind of situation is in terms of what does he want, because he's talked about Martial being the guy that he enjoys playing. He's talked about this kind of situation. Does he go with a Felix who can drop in the shoulder, can go wide, can go left, can go in the middle? Does he like a player that he can't? I don't know. But then again, he has brought in players, Andy, that can express themselves. Anthony likes to express himself. You know, we do have a few flair players that can go out and do little things that he can do. So it's not as if he like a Mourinho where he's like, he likes the robotic players. He likes the players that, you know, have that passion and desire. He does have a little bit of flair in there. So he could go out and say, you know what, if he's available, like Casemiro. Andy, we didn't know Casemiro. I never knew that United would go and get Casemiro. Never in a million years.
And if you believe the bullshit he spouted that they courted him for 3 or 4 months. Bullshit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
1 week we're in for Rabiot, then with Casemiro. Yeah, PR spin at its great at its best. But I mean, Ten Hag's got an eye for talent, and if the talented players, if you got a bit of skill, and that's what we've been lacking the last year or so, and we're getting, and it's his signings. He wants these players now. That like say, the board will listen to him. It's not, oh, here's a player, you got to work with him. We're signing him. No, it's what he wants, and it's just it'll click. It'll click. He's getting his players in. He's getting his talent, what he wants, what he's demanding. Yeah, and I think we, like I say, in time we will get them signings, and I guarantee we will get a player in January. I don't know if it's 1 or 2, but we will get some.
Yeah, as well. Obviously, the right back situation there as well. Flores Dalot got injured. I think he got a hamstring injury. Again, we don't know what the situation is with Wan-Bissaka. Bro, I watched him the other night against Cadiz, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. He's not it, man. He ain't looking good. I know he's been out for a while. Don't get me wrong. He's been out for a while. But for me, we need a right back. But again, this I don't know what kind of right back we're going for. There is a few issues. What becomes a priority? You know what I mean? Is it a right back? Is it a striker? Is it a midfielder? Because of the fact that, you know, we have got players that we want, but the players that are in there, they're not producing. So do we need a little bit of situation there? What would be for you priority? Would it be the right back and the striker still?
All of the above. All of the above is a priority, because as good as I think our first 11 is, you see the squad depth isn't there. 1 or 2 injuries, and we are really, you see it with Dalot. Like, Dalot's currently injured. If we was playing tomorrow, who's playing right back?
Exactly.
Is it Wan-Bissaka? Is it Scott McTominay? Is it Lindelof? Who's playing like legit? And we shouldn't be in that situation in December. It should not be that. Like, even if we call back Ethan Laird or we go and sign a right back to back it, should be 2 players for every position. A right back isn't going to cost an arm and a leg. Go and sign a right back. Or like I said, call back Ethan Laird. Cool with that. Same with a striker. It's needed. This is not us being greedy where we're blessed with players in all these positions. Even in midfield. Yes, we have Casemiro and Eriksen behind that. I mean, Casemiro and Eriksen is the first choice. After that, who? Fred and McTominay.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah. No.
We have 2 injuries away from McFred. We are injury away from Wan-Bissaka. 2 injuries away from Lindelof and Maguire. We are injury away from playing with no striker. We are injury away from Alanga on the right-hand side. Like, these are the reals. So all of these things are necessities. This isn't us being greedy and being like, go and sign what needs to be quiet. So don't say all of the above side, all of the above.
Yeah, it's got to be, man, because again, like I said, it's a long stretch of the season. You know what I mean? There's big games coming up, Andy. There's a lot of fixtures coming up. Like, if you look at December's fixtures, they're crazy, man. Then you got leading to January and whatnot. So it's a squad game. And I think for me, you know, bringing the necessary requirements for Ten Hag to build on, it's going to be essential, because I want to see some trophies this year, man. I don't know what it is with you, man, but I want to see some trophies, because at the end of the day, We need glory back at Old Trafford, man. We can't be just thinking about top four.
We all need to be at the parade together, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what needs to happen.
I won't be tempting fate, but I've booked off the FA Cup final weekend. I've booked off the League Cup final weekend. I don't want to be tempting fate. I know we've got Barcelona on a Thursday. Everyone's going mad for Barcelona. I couldn't give a toss. If it's the League Cup final at Wembley on Sunday, and I don't care who we play, I'm taking that over Barcelona. Sorry. But we definitely need a trophy, and they're coming thick and fast, and we've got Burnley. Another big gun will go out, City or Liverpool. Then you got to take it seriously. You just got to make sure you're in the draw for the next round. The FA Cup as well coming. I mean, the next 4 or 5 games, I think, was it 6 games? 5 are at Old Trafford. We've got Wolves. We've got, Burnley. We've got Forest, Bournemouth, in between Wolves. Then we've got Everton. Then after that, it's
Derby. Derby after that.
Oh, yeah. I'm off for that.
I'm off for that.
I've got a day off for that.
Oh, wait. When's the Manchester Derby?
It's in January.
14th of January, half 12.
14th of January, jeez.
Yeah, man. And then Arsenal straight after that as well.
These games, there's a lot of, you weren't lying when you said there's a lot of football coming up.
That all them League Cup matches will be penciled in midweek as well. If we get to the last 8 semi-final, and I say the finals on the 26th. So I don't know. We have to have players, and getting players will come. Games will come thick and fast. But luckily, like a 10-day break for the England lads, it should help us. I know we're all pissed off and hurting, but it should benefit United and Rashford and all that coming back. Sancho as well. Hopefully he's going to be starting firing again.
Bro, imagine we get a second half of the season, Sancho hitting absolute fire, man. You know what I mean? Because like I said, we can be a bit kind of like, down about maybe the lack of depth here. But there is also a lot of players that have not, done what the maximum could do. So them coming back and having that... Yeah, and getting that stride back in. I think for me, it's exciting, man. So, like I said, I think for me, the strikers that we need in January, and Ten Hag actually thinking that we need one, that's positive. Like I said, the right back situation is positive. And I think for me, ultimately, it just depends on whether the players can click for the next second half of the season. We have that midweek off, and then boom, we're straight into it, flawless in it. Because now do you think there'll be a transition from the World Cup to the games that come thick and fast? How do you think that will work out?
I think the players will be all right. I think so. I'm saying, because when you look at it, because we have the Carabao Cup game, that's how I'm looking at it. If it was straight into a big Premier League game, I think that could be a problem. But because it's a Carabao Cup game at home to Burnley, that's the game you want straight after a break. Let the players find their rhythm again. Obviously, you mentioned players there who didn't play in the World Cup. So you got the likes of Garnacho, you got Sancho. Andy mentioned it, Rashford, you know what I'm saying, is going to get a nice break as well. Anthony's going to get a break. Casemiro's going to get a break. Eriksen went out in the group stages. Varane's still there. Martinez is still there. Who else? Malassi is now out. Hopefully, Delors will be back.
Malassi didn't even play.
So, he didn't even play. Yeah.
Anthony hardly played. Who else didn't hardly play? Rashford, when you look at it, didn't really hardly play.
So we need all these players back as much as international, and I understand the players caring for international duty. I'm Manchester United through and through. That's what I'm fussed about. What's in the best interest of us? So I like where it's at. We got Burnley at home. Andy mentioned it there. City or Liverpool are going out. Go and target the League Cup. I said it from the start of the season. We should win a trophy this season. And if we don't, I'll be disappointed. And when you look at how the League Cup's gone, you got the Europa League, even the FA Cup. Did City draw Chelsea again? City drew Chelsea again.
Yeah.
One of those two is going out. So it's like, go and target all of these trophies. Like, Premier League's all well and good. Finishing 4th is all well and good. But there's no trophy for 4th place people or 3rd place.
Yeah. Like I say, how long ago, this comment here, Eric Ten Hag has told him to Carrington, how sure is it true? I don't know. You get a few days off and you're back in on a Wednesday and a Thursday. I mean, don't give them another holiday. Seriously, just get them back into it.
Yeah, we got games to play and games to win and trophies to chase. We got work to do. Get in.
We were having a good run until this World Cup started, wasn't it? So Just get back up. We're going to be ring rusty against Burnley. And I say, come the Everton game, or hopefully we're on another winning run.
Yes, absolutely. Ten Hag did speak about players that are out of contract in the summer. We're talking to them to extend their contracts, but we have control because we have an option on all players, and we will exercise those options. So just to let you know, people, Dalot and Rashford's contracts run out in 2023, but they do have the control of a further year. I don't know if it's a clause.
It's the extension. Is it to trigger the extension?
Luke Shaw got that as well, hasn't he?
Luke Shaw got it as well. Yeah. Luke Shaw's got that as well.
Yeah. He's in the last year of his contract.
Yeah. Dalot will be. Do you reckon? Are we? Obviously, we've got the extension and whatnot, but do we see someone coming in for Dalot or Rashford? Because PSG guy was talking about the PSG owner. You know, they was flirting with the idea. Well, what do you think, Andy Tate, in terms of Rashford and Dalot? Do you see them staying? Do you think there's a possibility they could leave? Or
I mean, no disrespect, but why would you want to go to a French Farmers League? You know what I mean? Look, he's happy now. I think he's admitted he's had problems and he wasn't focused last year. He had a confrontation with fans after the game, and he said, I think he's nipped his off-field stuff. He's put that to one side, and he deals with it momentarily, and he concentrates on his career. So that's what I want to do with Rashford. And I don't think he want to leave anyway, because he knows he's never. He says he's only won 1-2 trophies with us, and he wants to win more. And I think he's in the right place, and he's with the right manager and the right attitude now. So yeah, and the same for Dalot. I mean, why would you want to leave if we're trying to build something after the crap we had last year? Why would you want to leave a good thing that's only just starting? Maybe 2-3 years down the line, even Real Madrid is sniffing around Garnacho. Believe me, mate, you ain't getting him either.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Getting his contract deal. Garnacho's going to go. Let him go when he's 24, 25, after we've won a few years. You know what I mean?
The Ronaldo situation, then, basically, when he left at 24 and he kind of moved on to Real Madrid. I think it's one of them, innit, Flawless, with what Man United are doing right now. I think it's Ten Hag. I don't think he's either bothered as well, because he knows, like, yo, don't worry, that we keep on moving. I think now, starting to believe that no player will kind of stop what we're trying to do. We'll keep moving on with Ten Hag because there's a plan. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't, like, before you kind of looked at certain things, you thought, nah, we need this player with this manager. We need it. With this manager now, I do think, though, that he's always got a plan, regardless of who he's got around. Like, he can still manage without it. Just make sure that he can get the idea that he can replace them.
Absolutely. And that's what great managers do and good managers do. They have a system in their head, and like, I need certain players with certain skill sets to implement the system. Is missing out on a top player, can it be a problem? Absolutely. No one wants to miss out on a top player. But I say this all the time again on this show. It's not that player is not the only player we can sign. We can not only go and sign Felix or go and sign Gakpo. There's hundreds of thousands of footballers in the professional game. Go and scout and find one player or two players to fit whatever this manager needs, type of thing. Yes, you can go and get your obvious signings like a Casemiro or Eriksen, who we know are top quality. But who was talking about Anthony at the start of this window? Nobody. He was talking about Martinez, who people forget was second option, because Timber was the first one. No one wasn't talking about Martinez. It was Timber. And then that fell through and we went and signed Martinez. We went and signed Malacia. All these players, the vast majority, most of us were not talking about. So my point is, yes, go and find and utilize players. So if we do miss players or players do leave, I fully trust Ten Hag to go and get another player, 110%. Because we're seeing it right now, like, where it's attractive to be a part of Manchester United currently. Andy mentioned it. Why would Dalot want to leave when he's playing his best football?
Especially with new owners on the horizon. I mean,
new owners potentially.
It changes the transfer structure for everything. If we get infinite money, then you're like, wow, you can maybe look at Bellingham. You can maybe look at an Mbappe. I know it sounds daft, but you can look at
bring me Mbappe. I will be shamed if we get Kylian Mbappe.
By we win toothpaste. That smile last night, advertising toothpaste. I'm telling you.
If we, that's the happiness I will have if he joins Manchester United. That's what I'm saying. If they want Rashford, say send Mbappe this way. cool with that. We winning everything. I'm saying
Oh,
that
yeah,
right now.
yeah, definitely.
If we sign Mbappe, we are winning the Premier League, the Champions League, the Europa League, Wimbledon, the Ryder Cup, the French Open. We winning the lot. You know what I'm saying? If Kylian Mbappe comes to Manchester United, everything. You know what I'm saying? Bring us everything.
Oh, yeah,
you know
the F1 crown as well. Yeah,
F1 crown, the whole
got no
9
chance
in it.
with Mbappe.
Lewis Hamilton got to step aside in that. If Kylian Mbappe ends up at Old Trafford, don't let that happen, people. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Big up to Zayn Miassi. Says, did you see PSG are offering 800 grand a week? Madness. What? Nah. No way.
Zayn, if you were offered 800 grand a week, I'm pretty sure you'll be playing for PSG. So don't worry about it.
Listen,
you know what
Zayn,
I mean, Zayn?
Don't know what's going on there, Zayn.
The French Farmers League.
Did you get 8K maybe? Did you say 8K? But no, not 800K.
800K, come on, man. That's just no. You're not offering someone short of them. I know football's crazy and the finances mad, but you're not offering someone short of $1 million a week.
Yeah,
you're not, even whoever
crazy.
it is. And you're not doing it to
Ronaldo will be getting more than that when he goes. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean when he ends up in Saudi?
Yeah, well, there you go. We don't know.
Far East.
He'll just destroy his legacy. You only went for the money.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe you know what? He might end up at Chelsea. He might end up at Chelsea, innit?
You've gone a mercenary. I know he'll become a mercenary, but that's what it is, because he was never like that. But if he's like this now, you know what I mean? You're just a mercenary, mate. Sports, whether you stay in Europe and carry on as you want to play.
Just getting some news about Cody Gakpo. Apparently, his new price is 60 million to 65 million euros. Let us know in the chat as well, people. Are you willing to pay that price for, I know we don't pay the money. So.
Is that like 50? Is that like 50 million? 50 million, like
that is about
pounds.
I think
50
it's about
million?
65 million.
No, 65 million euros. So is that like 50 million in like
it's about 55, 50.
Yeah, 50. That's
the 50.
If we were to do that, I don't think that's the worst deal in the world, to be honest. About 50 M's is probably about the going price. I would say that is probably around fair. Like, that'd be good business to me.
Yeah, I think it depends on the chat, you know what I mean, and what people want. Like I said, the price has gone up, you know what I mean? United are a bit desperate. Value in the market now is a bit desperate. You know what I mean? United have just got to make sure that they're in this, and they've got to be quick to kind of go in and snatch it, because at the end of the day, everybody is hungry for players now. You know, this idea that top four now, it's almost like, how many clubs are in this top four race now? You know, when you actually deep it, it's a lot of teams.
You got about 5 teams for 2 places, maybe 3. Because you see what happens over Christmas. If Arsenal drop off and pick your game momentum over them, you know what I mean? They're like City break away. You're chasing, aren't they? So from 2nd to 4th, that's where it's 3 teams. So it's like 5 teams, 3 places.
Yeah,
that's the top 4 is crazy.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, you know what I mean? United just have to be best equipped to kind of get there. That's as simple as that, man. You know what I mean? But I think for me, like I said, you know what I mean, after this World Cup, we've seen a lot of talent. Has any talent, like, you know, after watching it now, we've been here, who's impressed you, Andy, in terms of like any talent the United should get? I've liked that Enzo Fernandez from Argentina. There's been a couple of other players. Who's impressed you that you think, yeah, you know what, I want a bit of him, me?
Well, a couple of the Ecuadorian players. Was it the Brighton lad? Maybe.
Yeah.
He scored against Senegal. Scored against Senegal, didn't he? So maybe him. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing much other talent in that. But
I think the Morocco players have been decent. You know, the Morocco player. There's
you might get a gem there. You never know, because they're playing with no fear at all. And I tell you what, you might get another upset come Wednesday, and I'll be happy as Larry on that.
I'm hearing more about Guardiol.
Guardiol he's been good.
Guardiol. You know what? United apparently have gone in the race for Guardiol. Apparently United have made an offer, according to a journalist called Santi. I don't know how reliable he is in the chat, people, but apparently he does do a lot of transfer stuff or whatnot. As a journalist from Marsa, I believe, or Marcota. But United have made a 95 million, that's 81 million offer for Josko Guardiol. Flawless, what are you thinking? 20 years old only. Apparently Chelsea want him as well. Apparently Chelsea are going to be keen for him. Guavia, what are you reckoning?
Chelsea got linked with him. I've been impressed with him in this World Cup. There was I can't remember which game it was. It might have been the quarterfinal, but one in particular where he stood out. And I was like,
Croatian.
Yeah. He plays got the mask on. He plays with the mask. But yeah, been very good. Good on the ball. You know what I mean? Technically sound and also defends well, can shift, looks good in the air. Yeah. 20 years old, like you said, looks very composed for a 20-year-old. Again, this is off only seeing him a few times, but it would be a good investment. And that would mean United mean business if this is true and we're trying to sign him. Because he's left-footed. That's what I was going to say. But he can use his other foot. But he is left-footed. So what does that mean? Is that a change in system? You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? Like, how does it work? I believe he can play left back, though. I believe he can play left back. Don't quote me on that.
You would hope he'd be our centre back. The only thing is why I don't think it makes sense is because we've already got Lisandro Martinez on that left-hand side. Hey, so that's why I'm like,
well, we said he can't play left back, and what did we just speak about? 2 players for every position and competition for places.
True.
The same way City have Stones, Diaz, and Laporte. I was like, it's the same thing. Why can't we go and try and add more quality?
We don't remember that. We actually don't talk about that enough. Man City have Laporte, Aki, Diaz, Stones, and what's the other one?
Akanji. They got 2 players for every. That's my point. Is they got 2 players for every position. Ake's left-footed, Laporte's left-footed. Then you got Diaz and Stones. Yes, wherever you rate, but Laporte starts for most of the teams in the Premier League. So why can't we have that? If we do go and sign Vardy, all right, that's competition. Because if he can play left back, cool. Because you've got him, Martinez, and Varane. Why can't that be our pool of centre backs? That's that's the level we should be. We shouldn't be dropping off Martinez and Varane get injured, and then it's Lindelof and Maguire. That's not what it should be. Like, something's got that drop off is way too mega. And the talk says that Maguire's gonna leave in the summer, so we're gonna need a centre back anyway.
We could get him. We could get rid of Maguire in January because he's had a decent World Cup. If he's on the market and he's available, you know what I mean? It just depends on whether Ten Hag actually wants to get rid of him. It's like with the keeper situation. The keeper situation, people will think that Ten Hag wants to get rid of De Gea, but then I'm seeing that Swiss keeper. We're linked with that Swiss keeper. Then I'm like, I see some of the goals he conceded. Summer, yeah.
I didn't know that. That's news to me.
A lot of people were like, in terms of this Costa, a lot of people saying, he wasn't great, in terms of a couple of goals that he let go by thingy. So we have to be very careful in certain, signings that we're making. I think Ten Hag is very, very meticulous in that, Andy, that he doesn't want to just buy anyone for the sake of it.
Yeah, it's got to be what he wants and it fits into his dimension and vision for going forward. So I can't see Maguire or De Gea leaving in January. It'd be suicide. It would, because like you say, we are so short injury wise. He's part of the squad. All right, he doesn't play as much, but maybe in the summer he'll be looked at, maybe moved on for De Gea and Maguire. So who knows? Maybe Luke Shaw as well. You're not getting a contract, lad. That's it. Rashford, I'm keeping you. That's fair enough, lad. You've earned it. But there might be some major shake-ups in the summer, so because he wants his own team. That's it.
Yeah, it's true, because at the end of the day, still this isn't his team. His players are Malacia, Ericsson, Lisandro Martinez, Anthony, and who else is there? That's it.
The Newcastle keeper.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. He's not great, mate. He's not great at all, man.
You're not a fan?
Nah, not really.
It's an emergency. It's an emergency. You gotta have a backup keeper.
Yeah,
that's it.
Keeper. That's fair.
Yeah, he's a very, very, very much backup keeper. But what about you, Flawless? Anybody that's impressed you in this World Cup?
I mentioned Vardy, yes. Other than that, there's been no come and get me. There's no one I've looked at and went, United need to go sign him like today. You know what I'm saying? There should be scouts there now. Like, there's been players here and there. Like, Vardy is probably the best one I've seen that I've been super impressed with. You mentioned Fernandes. But yeah, nobody I look at and go, I stood out. And I think that goes to show in terms of the World Cup. Someone mentioned it's like, it feels like a veteran World Cup. This player's kicking about, still playing that. I'm like, are you still in? Like, I feels like it's 2014. Like, I think in one of the group games, Uruguay made a sub and it was Cavani for Suarez. I was like, is this 2012? Like, what's happening? Like, what is going? Pepe still playing, Ronaldo, Messi. I'm like, all right, when's it time for the next set? Muller still kicking about. Like, all right, let's see the next generation. Yeah. And that's just me from a selfish football fan perspective, like international football. I'm not saying managers are wrong for playing some of these players. That's just me. I want to see the newbies. That's what that is. And we haven't, for the first time, I can think going into semi-finals of a World Cup, there hasn't been that breakout star yet that nobody knew about. Now everyone's talking about. Like 2018, it was Mbappe. 2014, I think it was James Rodriguez. And he got his move. There hasn't been that player yet that many didn't know about.
School, and guy. The old school's having one last dance. Olivier Giroud.
Yes, Olivier Giroud. Yeah,
it's the last dance, isn't it? It's because this is unless they've got a European Championships or a Copa del America in them for one more tournament. I think they both got another tournament in him. Even Ronaldo's got a Euros in him next time as well. But that's it. No more World Cups for him. But yeah, it's the last dance of the old generation.
Yeah, if he wants to be an experienced player on the bench, which we know we've seen him, he's not interested in being. So we'll see in it, like But hey, love to see him, man. Ronaldo tears, man. It was great stuff, man.
I couldn't be more happier.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can be happy with how the Ronaldo situation went, and then seeing him in tears like after the Portugal game, that was great. Him and Suarez tears and Ronaldo tears in the same World Cup. Yes, I'm all for that. I'm like, the World Cup has been made.
Amrabat has impressed me as well. Amrabat, in terms of that centre defense. Yeah, Morocco one, the Amrabat, the one in midfield. I think he's very impressed me a lot. Very much impressed me.
Mobile, yeah, he has been, yeah. He has been when you look at his profile, yeah. I see why he's getting praise. It'll be interesting to see them in the semi-final as well against Croatia. How does he do against Modric and
France?
Oh yeah, France. Sorry, yeah. Interested to see how he does in there against Camavinga, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Very interested to see how he does.
Bellingham.
We got that French defense. I'm telling you. So yeah, they got to take the chances because they had some great chances the other night to kill them off.
Yeah,
I know.
They never took it.
I know.
They did the same against Spain as well. Actually, did the same against Spain where they had chances. Even though they won the game, they had the chances to do more and didn't.
Yeah, and it's like a rabbit in the headlights. It's like 5 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go. He could have been killed, put to sleep, no nerves last 15 minutes. And they have to be, because France will not be like that. They will be clinical. And they have to take the chances, Morocco.
Who just before we kind of who are you backing for the World Cup? Because obviously United players, you got Lisandro Martinez, Varane for France, obviously Morocco for the story and what they've been through. Flawless, what are you saying? The World Cup, how do you reckon it's ending?
France. I think France do the business. With Mbappe, who we just spoke about, he's the X factor. Whoever they play, France have their deficiencies. They ain't the best team. He's the best player on the pitch. And even though he was quiet against England, they still have others there with Giroud, with Dembele, with Griezmann. We've seen Tchouameni's goal as well. They have that. They still got Varane out there. I can't look past France, especially with who's left as well. Like when you notice, they should get past Croatia, whether it's Morocco or Argentina. I think they're favorites against either of those two. And I think this is the time now where Mbappe turns up and they win the World Cup back to back. You know what I'm saying? The first team in the modern era to do so, and we're having different conversations in it. If Mbappe does that, we having different, this is his era. I can't hear from anyone about anything. This was supposed to be Neymar's World Cup. So if Mbappe goes and wins it, same for Argentina. If Messi wins it, different conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, France for me. I can't look past France.
What about you, Andy? What about you? Who are you thinking will win the World Cup?
I'm thinking I'm going anybody but France. but I've got this feeling like Messi's got score settle after 2014. He really's got score settle, and he's 35 now, and he's leaving PSG, and he broke his duck last year because they won the Copa. Was it the South America and Euros?
The Copa America,
Copa del America, Copa del Rey, or whatever it was. So I'm because Messi can be quiet, and all of a sudden he just makes a pass because he's still got it. Like everyone looked that pass for the other night for the goal for Argentina's first goal, the goal against Australia as well. So my money's on he's going to emulate 86 with Maradona, and And after last night, I know I'm not going to say we were the better side last night. We were the better. France only had 2 shots. To be fair, let's be honest, and they scored. Let's say we should have done better, but we were the better team last night. But it doesn't count as long as you put the ball in the net. But I'm seeing Messi all the way. Maradona, a good tribute to the passing of Maradona last year. So I see Buenos Aires getting a right party and the drug cartel giving out free stuff next Sunday night.
You know what, man?
Cartels, hey, gonna lose a lot of money next Sunday, man. I'm telling you. Sit down here. You know what I mean?
But listen, people, this is why it's an Unfiltered podcast, man. But for England,
Saeed, who've you got, Saeed? You know what I'm saying?
I think for me, the perfect storyline would be obviously Morocco to win it. But I believe that France's efficiency will get them through because I feel like for me, Giroud has come in clutch. I think you know what? Griezmann in the 10 has been very, very good as well. A lot of people are not talking about that. Griezmann in the 10 has
played well yesterday. He did play well.
I thought they would have struggled, without Pogba, without Kante. But you know what? Rabiot's turned into some next player that, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Who is this guy? He's worked with Tchouaméni. They've got a balance. You look at the injury that they had to Luke. Was it Theo Hernandez? Was it Luca Hernandez? Then all of a sudden they get
his brother. It was his brother. Yeah.
Look how that's worked out. Varane has been an absolute marshal in defense. I think they've worked and they've complemented each other, to a T. But then again, Argentina, like Andy said, Messi magic. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Sooner or later, your luck's going to run out, France. You know what I mean? And the best thing about France, they are sore losers, and you know it because we've seen it from years of experience. They are sore losers. Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah. Hey, bring me France-Argentina final, man. I'm with that, man. Mbappe versus Messi. If you're talking storylines, I wanted it to be Neymar versus Mbappe, Brazil-France, but since Brazil got knocked out,
difference with Neymar, you look at Neymar, he never took a pen.
Yeah, I hear you.
A world-class player takes a pen. Mbappe would have took a pen if he went to a shootout. Messi took one.
The last one. I think he won the last one.
No, but he would have. Messi took one. A world-class star makes it himself. He doesn't rely on others to do it.
That's fair.
That's the difference between Neymar.
Hey, we gotta have a conversation about Neymar once this tournament ends. Once the winner's been made, the conversations need to be had about Neymar. That's all I'm saying on that.
Neymar, I kind of look at his career and I think it's just always something been missing there. I think he's a top player. I think he's a world-class player, but I just think that kind of fine, moment there. He's just been unlucky.
He shouldn't have left Barcelona, man. He shouldn't.
He shouldn't. He was the next guy. You were the next king to be crowned. You know what I'm saying? Ronaldinho passed it to Messi. You were supposed to take the crown off Messi there. All you had to do was wait. And you would have been the next guy in line. And he didn't want to wait. He went to go PSG and then he got outshone by Mbappe.
Yeah, French Farmers League. And it simple as.
I don't get that. And Mbappe might win 2 in your era. Don't let him dunk on you twice. That's all I'm saying.
It's Mbappe will never win a Champions League, but neither will Neymar, but he'll win a World Cup. Mbappe. So
I think Mbappe, once he gets his move, I think he needs to make that move to Europe, whether it's La Liga or whether it's the
Premier League. I don't think he will, because the man.
You think he'll stay there?
The money's on. The money's on. He's gonna be like Neymar. It's just about the money.
Hey, and speak this into existence. Him to Old Trafford, man. Speak it into existence. Mbappe to Manchester.
That's the project we want, man. You know what I mean? Imagine that, man. I just feel like for me, with France, they're going here. For England, Andy hasn't come home. Harry Kane, in the history of the Tottenham, I know we don't want to, we're joking around that, but listen, that second penalty there, can you explain that? Can you explain that second penalty?
I think he just went for a little bit too much power, didn't he? He's practiced them, and his goal, his mate Lloris knows it. He just skied it. It's one of those things. He just hit it with too much power, and like I say, he doesn't miss that many, Harry Kane, and it was just it's one of those. Referee as well. I don't want to go into it because I was a little bit. I can't repeat what I said in front of me, Teller. I was quite respectable until the 75th minute. Then I lost my shit. Last 15 minutes, I seriously disappointed and cheated and robbed. And a referee who doesn't want to listen to VAR had to listen to give it. And the French, no, wasn't a penalty. Wasn't a penalty. A world-class team does not resort to that. You know, chop, bang, bang, chop. I'll say eventually, Mr. French, your lot will run out. As Del Boy would say, adios.
you know, with I think it should have been a foul on Saka. I think we should have had a penalty in the first half. I think it was when. I think was it Kane that got clipped. I think it was a straight stonewall.
Penalty. You mean when he spun up Mancano?
Was it?
But didn't go down. You talk about that when he rolled up Mancano and then Lloris.
Yeah, I think so. Is it that one? I think it was that.
The second half as well. All the Arsenal fans were going on about Saka. But where the hell was Rashford? Why bring Rashford off with 5 minutes to go? Bring Sterling. Sterling
did nothing, man. Sterling did nothing.
You change him at the 60th minute.
That's Southgate.
You know what I mean? You bring Rashford on. Grealish, 2 minutes to go. I mean, our generation, we had it last year. That was our
Madison, by the way. That Madison, bringing Madison into the thing. You know that idea that he brought on Mason Mount. Don't get me wrong, Mason Mount got the penalty, but like the idea that Madison hasn't been used in this game where we needed a bit of last pass, that last, flawless. That idea we didn't bring on Madison. What was the whole point of bringing him to the tournament? Like, it just didn't make sense.
That's just Southgate for you. Not good enough. This is why I'm saying before the tournament, he shouldn't have been England manager. If you give England a better manager, I think they get by. I think they win that game yesterday.
Yeah.
When you look at the firepower England have off the bench, they have the best attacking options off the bench out of anybody in the tournament. You've got Rashford, you've got Sterling, you've got Grealish, you've got Maddison, you've got Trent, you've got Callum Wilson. Even from Mount in there, that's 7. No other nation has that. No other nation has
Ben White as well. I mean, I read something today. Ben White had a disagreement with Southgate's assistant about listening to tactics and all that and not knowing players. That's why Ben White left. That's what the Daily Star was being printed. But mind you, that's the Daily Star. But I think Southgate he doesn't take it. He doesn't wield the talent. He doesn't use it right, and unfortunately, he didn't do it right again. Like in a final, defend for 75 minutes, and when he equalise, you still defend. And they say you don't utilise your players with half an hour to go. You rotate it. He doesn't do it.
No, exactly. But like I said, I don't know what he's going to do now. I don't know if we England get a new manager. I don't think they will. I think they'll ride it out until 2024. And then, you know what? If he gets to the semi-final, they'll probably give him a new contract.
Got another Euros. I mean, where's the next European Championship? Is that our target now to win that?
Yeah, I think it's in Germany. Is it Germany? I think it's in Germany.
That has to be our target. You have to go over and win it. I don't care now. There's no excuses, Southgate. You can't be winning another final in the Euros in Germany. You cannot play like you did against last night. And remember Italy. I thought we would have learned a lot last night with France from the tournament we had in England. And we never learned. We never learned. That's our trouble. You learn, but you don't use what you've learned and put it and utilise it.
Yeah, there you go. And that's Southgate in a nutshell for you. Big up to you. Caleb, he says, excuse, you lost fair and square.
England lost fair and square. They did. No one's debating that. England lost fair and square. I knew England were going to lose, man.
Yeah, right.
When it comes to them crunch, when it comes to those crunch situations, you need your manager to step up and make changes and deliver. That
you need a strong referee as well, because it's on both sides, mate. You need a strong manager, yes. We need strong players, yes. But you need a strong referee.
The referee was poor.
Apparently, the referee, I don't know what someone's saying about the referee. Apparently, he's got some connections. He wants to see, French or whatnot. Apparently, that's what they're saying.
It got edited. I'm sure it got edited. I heard he was under investigation. I knew we were getting shafted after what happened to Germany with Japan, with that ball being out. I said that a week before that. Watch us get shafted. It'll happen to us. Lo and behold, we got shafted by VAR and refereeing. That's it.
Absolutely. Well, big up to everybody who's watching. There's nearly 500 of you in the chat. Please smash the like on the video. All it takes is 1 second to do so. It's right at the bottom of your screen. Get the thumbs up. Let's get as many likes as we can as possible. Big up to the community as always. Big up to everybody who sent the super chat, anybody who's commenting video. And it's all about the Unfiltered podcast, man. But big up to Andy Tate for joining us. I know you're going to work now, so big up to Andy Tate, man. Appreciate it.
Cheers, appreciate it, mate. You can catch me on Instagram. I'm on there, and I'm on TikTok. You'll find me there somewhere.
There you go, man. I know this is Sarcasm City. Let them know, man, what you got doing, anything you're up to. Let them know, bro.
Tonight, yeah, Sunday night. So we'll be doing the Q&A. Sarcasm City Sports Q&A at midnight, people. So obviously we'll be discussing this whole England going out, Southgate, Kane, the whole nine, plus more. And, obviously looking forward to the semi-finals as well and answering all your questions. But yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you go follow the Twitch as well, because we started FIFA 23 Pro Club. So that's on there currently right now, plus more. And yeah, and that's me flawless on Twitter and Instagram. So follow me, man. And make sure you hit the like button here, though, and subscribe here to what Saeed's doing and these quality shows he's putting together.
Come on, people. It's all about helping the community. So big up to everybody. I'll be back tomorrow, by the way. We're at the normal time of 5:30 for the Straight Jacket podcast. Because there's no football, we're going to go back to the normal times and hopefully gearing up to what could be the last week of the World Cup. And then it's back to normal football. So next Sunday's show, we might be on, we might not be because of the World Cup final.
We've got something to do next Friday, haven't we, guys? We've got something to do next Friday.
Oh, yeah, Friday as well. Oh, you know what? What was I even thinking of? Friday, guys. Go and check the link. There's a show on Friday. We've got a live show happening. Yep. Go check it out, people. The link is in the pinned chat. Go and grab your tickets, people. The tickets will be going as quickly as we can. So make sure you go check it out. Go and hit the link. Coming down to Manchester. And yeah, man, come do a live show with us, man. We've got a live show ready for you guys in Manchester. So go and get your tickets. The tickets are in the description. Or you could go and check in chat. So make sure you go do that. Big up to everybody enjoying the Sunday night, and we'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.